Dopamine detox is impossible because dopamine is the neurotransmitter that has been evolutionarily programmed into our minds to move forward, to be driven towards actually doing something. Without dopamine in our brains, we would just be sitting and doing nothing. We would not have the motivation to move towards creating a life that we love. Now, the problem that so many of us experience is that we have become wired to do things that don't serve us, okay? And this is something that the powers that be are well aware of. The reason that you can't stop busting nuts, the reason that you can't stop eating sugar, the reason that you can't stop watching Netflix, the reason that you can't stop scrolling on your phone is because you get dopamine from it, okay? And the reason that you do things that don't serve you is because you have a messed up value system, right? Now, what do I mean by this? Look, it's very important that you follow this one most important step, which if you do anything after watching all of the videos that you've seen on this channel, on any other channel, the one most important thing that you must do is get clear on what your values are. Okay, get clear on what your values are, because when you are engaging in behaviors that don't serve you, when you're like, yeah, I know that I should be going and reaching out to clients right now. I know that I should be launching my business right now. I know that I should be going to the gym right now. I know that I should be studying right now. I know that I should be doing X right now, right? You already know what you need to be doing. The problem is that you just can't do it on a consistent basis, right? Even if you do manage to do it. So it's really important to get clear on what your values are, because when you can consciously deliberate what is important to you, what are your values, then that is when your decisions become easy, okay? Dan Pena says that when your values are clear, decisions are easy. And the problem that so many of us have is conflicting values, right? So if you have the value of being financially free, but you also have the value of instant gratification, then you will not make sacrifices in the short term to experience those long-term gains, because there are conflicting values, right? The root cause of self-sabotage, right? When we sabotage ourselves, when we do things that don't serve us, right? This is an issue that so many of us go through, where we're like, yeah, I'm doing these things because they feel good right now, but I already know intellectually that they won't feel good 1 week from now, 2 weeks from now, 1 month from now, but I still do them, right? Because there is a value conflict there. It is really you not having and not creating the space for yourself to think about and deliberate what is important to me, what values are important to me. Because when you get clear that I value growth over comfort, I value education over entertainment, I value being fit, strong, and healthy over giving my taste buds a quick fix, right? When you value eating for fuel rather than entertainment, when you really deliberate this, you think about it, you remind yourself of it, right? Remind. It's like, yeah, I've been watching all these videos. Yeah, it's important that you watch these videos, that you read these books, because repetition is the mother of mastery. Yeah, you're like, yeah, I watched this video, I have this idea, but then you go back to the real world, you're surrounded by the same people, you're surrounded by the same environments, and then you just go down the same path, right? So you have to reprogram your mind with these ideas again and again. And more important than these videos, than these books, than all these courses, is you getting clarity on what your values are, right? Get clear on what your values are, because when you are doing things that don't serve you, right? You have this value of being a strong, grounded man, but then you also have this value which might be subconscious, which you are not aware of, that is causing you to do low value things, right? You have this value, I want to be strong, I want to be grounded, I want this strong, fit body, I want good relationships, but then you go and you bust a nut because it feels good, and that is what you actually value, right? So sometimes we make decisions that don't serve us because the value that's driving that decision is something that was installed, that was picked up subconsciously, right? It's like there's this something I was reading about that, like so much of our personality, so much of who we are, so much of the patterns that we picked up were picked up during the time before that we were 7 years old, right? So it's like if your mom didn't look at you when she was breastfeeding you and you were trying to get her attention and she didn't look at you, then from that point forward, you just thought that you were not loved. So you became an introvert, right? That's just a random example over there. But once you become aware, once you become conscious of these subconscious programs that are driving your behaviors that don't serve you, that is really the first step towards changing and rewiring yourself, okay? Understand that dopamine is about driving us towards doing something, right? If you don't feel motivated to do something, right? Oh, I need motivation. I need to watch these motivational videos. It is really about you not having a reason for doing that thing, right? If you want to start a business, write down 100 reasons why you want to start a $10,000 per month business, $100,000 per month business. Because if you're like, yeah, I want to start this business, but then you're not actually doing it, it's because you don't actually value it. So the way that you can reprogram your mind is by really bringing to your conscious awareness why something is valuable to you. And then when you actually get clarity on those reasons and then you do that, then you will get a dopamine fix from it. Okay. Whatever you get a dopamine fix from will be repeated over the long term. This is why dopamine detox is impossible unless you're doing something different every single day. But the key to actually creating success, to creating progress in your life, is consistently doing the things that you know you're supposed to be doing, to consistently be feeding your body the foods that serve it, that cherish, that nourish it, that help it get optimal amounts of energy, to consistently be consuming the information that helps elevate your understanding, right? So it's not about dopamine detox because that's impossible, right? Because if you actually literally just got rid of all the dopamine, you would not be motivated to do anything, right? So if you want to motivate yourself to do the things that serve you, it's about rewiring your dopamine by getting clear on why you want to do certain behaviors, right? It's not enough to just say, I want to start a $100,000 business so I can have financial freedom. Why do you want financial freedom, right? Really get to the core. Ask yourself why like 7 times and get to the root of why you do. And then more often than not, you'll reach some deep, compelling reason that is personal to you. And it's usually something that happened in childhood or something that you experienced that you don't want to experience again. And you can really bring that to your conscious awareness is when you can begin doing the things that serve you repeatedly because you are getting a dopamine fix from them, because you are reminding yourself of the reasons that you are doing these things rather than just trying to push yourself all the time, rather than relying on willpower. You will be pulled by that because that is something that's truly valuable to you, right? So first and foremost, get clear on what is important to you. What are your top 5 core values, right? And get clear on what values are not serving you. Because if you're engaging in behaviors that don't serve you, it's because you have a value that you are unaware of. And self-sabotage, like I said, is when there are 2 conflicting values. Okay, so do that right now. Comment below, what are your top 3 values? Just write it down right now. What are your top 3 values? Then I'm going to help you get awareness on how you can embody them more in your life. And of course, if you want to walk down the path with me and a bunch of other brothers on this road, on this trip towards becoming who we can be, then I highly encourage you to check out monkmodechallenge.com, because there's only so much information you can consume from the outside. The real answers will come from within you. Okay, Carl Jung said that he who looks outside sleeps, but he who goes within awakens. And the Monk Mode Challenge is really about you going on this 30-day journey of self-illumination, where I'm going to be guiding you to uncover the answers that are deep within your own heart. Okay, so I'll leave a link in the description below as well for monkmodechallenge.com. But whether you decide to join or whether you decide not to join, I hope to continue providing you with value either way. And click the like button if you like it, subscribe if you have not already. And with all that being said, I hope that you take this stuff to heart, because this could be some of the most important action steps that you take in your life. Getting clear on what your values are and bringing conscious awareness to the values that you have that are not serving you. Okay, so with all that being said, I'm going to leave you in the peace and power of the one infinite creator, and I will catch you in the next one.